What if failure was your product? That's exactly what Chris Baker turned into a million-dollar business. Not by fixing his mistakes, but by selling them. Chris wasn't a celebrity. He wasn't a guru. He was just a marketing guy in his 30s who kept messing up. Late emails, wrong links, awkward pitches, botched meetings, small things. But they kept piling up. One night, as a joke, he posted on Twitter, "Day 43, forgot to reply to a client for 3 days. Told him my inbox was on fire." He replied, "So was your pitch." It went viral. People weren't laughing at him. They were laughing because they saw themselves. In a world of fake perfection and airbrush success, Chris was a breath of fresh, honest air. So he kept going. He started a blog called Fail of the Day. Every post, one mistake, one short reflection, and one lesson. No drama, no exaggeration. Just real life, unfiltered. Soon people were asking, "Can I get these by email?" So he turned it into a newsletter, $5 a month. One honest mistake delivered to your inbox every morning, with a lesson that didn't sound like it came from a TED Talk. Within 3 months, he had 2,000 paying subscribers. He didn't promise to teach you success. He promised to show you the side no one talks about, the messy one. As word spread, he started doing more. A podcast where guests shared their worst professional moments. A book called Fail Loudly, which became a cult favorite among startup founders and burned-out creatives. Then came corporate clients. Companies started inviting Chris to give talks about failure culture. They didn't want motivational speeches, they wanted honesty. Teams laughed together over his stories and left feeling less afraid to speak up or take creative risks. One HR director said, "We've spent $20,000 on leadership coaching. 1 hour of Chris telling stories about messing up meetings did more for our team than all the training combined." Over the next 3 years, Chris earned over $1 million. Here's how it broke down. $300,000 from newsletter subscriptions, $250,000 from speaking gigs and workshops, $150,000 from his podcast and YouTube ad revenue, $100,000 in book sales, $200,000 from branded merch and corporate licensing. But here's the twist. Chris never stopped failing. That was the point. He posted about the time he misspelled a CEO's name on a slide deck, the time he spilled coffee on his laptop right before a pitch, the time he sent an email meant for his therapist, to his boss. Each one just made people trust him more. And that's the genius behind his business. He didn't position himself as an expert. He positioned himself as human. In a world drowning in fake it till you make it, Chris simply made it by being real. His merch store now sells shirts with slogans like "Mistake Machine" and "Try, Fail, Post About It." People wear them proudly, not as badges of shame, but of resilience. So, what can we learn from Chris? 1. Vulnerability is valuable. People crave authenticity more than perfection. Chris didn't just admit to failure, he monetized it. 2. Simplicity scales. 1 email a day, 1 story, no fluff, no grand strategy, just consistency and truth. 3. There's a market for what scares most people. Everyone fails, but very few talk about it. Chris tapped into a universal human experience and created a safe space around it. 4. You don't need to go viral to go full-time. His business didn't blow up overnight, but with 10,000 loyal subscribers, a few corporate clients, and a great message, he built something real. Chris's story is living proof. You don't have to be flawless to be successful. Sometimes you just need to be flawed out loud.